Well, hey howdy, hey YouTube. Feels good to be recording videos again. Thought I might never get back to this channel, but well, I've finally answered the call. I'm gonna be switching up content a little bit. Well, a lot actually. I'm still gonna be talking about what I had originally started to discuss about. I'm still Tugger McStretchy, remember? That's not gonna change. But there's a lot more else to be recording about, well, just about life, and add that to YouTube. Some weeks ago, a colleague of mine suggested that during this chapter of life, I start something like a journal to refer back to when I'm much older. And I thought, what better thing to do than make a video journal, bring back the Tugger McStretchy YouTube account, put some content out on YouTube. But what's so different about now as opposed to before, other than I'll be a lot more discreet with what I say and how I say it, but you'll still understand. I will make sure you still understand, but I'll just be a little more subtle. But what's really different is that for the past 45 days, today is day 44, and 44 days, 45 nights, I've been living out of my car and sleeping in the desert. And a lot of extraordinary things have happened in that time. I've managed to completely clean up from past drug abuse. Not gonna lie, real talk here. I'd been on the stuff for about a good 4 years. Ever since moving out west, I'd been hooked on various substances, and I had managed to go sober for an entire month last year, the Sober October Challenge. I made that happen once, but it was such a tremendous effort to do. But this time, after moving out, I found it quite easy, because this situation demands the best out of me. It demands the most out of me. Like, if I slack off and don't do what I'm supposed to do, the consequences are very, very serious. And just being in that situation of either I'm on the road, I'm in the library, I'm at a gym, or I'm at work. Best of all, I'm at work because, well, I'm making money there. There's no private room to just do nothing or do whatever. That I have to do something productive with myself. And of course, living out west in the desert, a big issue is dealing with the daytime sun. The sun is no joke. And right now I'm enjoying being outside because it's evening time, and the weather is perfect. I can take a walk without having to worry about getting cooked by the sunlight. The daytime is another story. I got to plan out where I want to park the car. It's got to be at a shady place, out of the sun, so my electronics don't cook inside there. And best place to spend the daytime hours is at work, because I gotta be somewhere. Might as well be where I can get paid. So as a result, I haven't had a day off in several weeks, and having a day off is more difficult than not, because if there are 24 hours in a day, it's a lot trickier to figure out where to be and what to be doing when there isn't a full day at work to factor in. So between working more and not spending it on drugs and stuff, my checking account has been looking a lot better, and I feel very proud of myself for that. But I think for more reasons than just than just being able to balance out my checkbook. The feeling of standing on my own 2 feet, only my own 2 feet, and being able to keep my balance in the face of life for right now. I'm not going to say it's an unfamiliar feeling. It is a familiar feeling, but to such an extent as this, the sense of self-reliance is just exhilarating. I don't feel like I have to numb myself with pot or alcohol or anything of the such like. It's I mean, I thought I was just going to be taking a few days away from my folks. We had a falling out. It was, in retrospect, it was inevitable. I wish I could have moved out under better circumstances, but didn't happen. And so now it's day 45, and I realized in the first week I should have done this years ago. I should have moved out years ago. Homeless, not homeless, doesn't matter. The feeling of, wow, I can survive, and it's actually pretty fun. It's a good feeling. So I found the best place to camp is out here in the desert, just about a mile or so off the outskirts of town, far enough away to where no one's going to disturb me, but close enough to town to where I don't have to wake up extra early to get to work or to get to jujitsu or yoga or something like that. I mean, I still have a life. I just don't live with a roof over my head. And I've been wondering for quite some time, what use does a young man have for a roof over his head? Like, a man with a family, that's a different situation. They need a roof over their heads. But a young man with no other obligations but his own survival, he really doesn't need a roof over his head. He just needs his own 2 feet and his wits. And despite having to rely on public restrooms, locker rooms, public showers, and all that sort of thing, working as a lifeguard makes it pretty easy to find these facilities. It's pretty easy to deal with hygiene. Hygiene didn't get much more complicated, although washing my clothes in the sink, that's new, but hey, it works. Just be minimalist. It still works. And hanging out the clothes to dry on the car, it's interesting, but it works. Despite dealing with hygiene in that aspects, it's still possible to do the physical restoration. You know what I'm talking about, guys. Stretching out our limits, our physical limits, our mental limits, our spiritual limits. Living in this situation, even though it's homeless, I feel like it's the best thing that could have possibly happened to me, or the best thing I could have done for myself. Just leaving the house and trying to make it. Just trying to deal with my own self-reliance. Well, rely on my own self-reliance. Now, that's redundant. It's late, it's the end of the day. But I mean, I feel like spiritually, tremendous restoration progress was made in terms of mental restoration, coming out of a couple years of past drug abuse. I've been having plenty of time to study foreign languages like I did before I'd gotten into drugs. And it's a cool feeling having those other patterns of saying things and being able to understand foreign languages and that sort of thing. Having that coming back, being able to recall that again. I remember for a while I thought those things were gone forever, but no, it's actually coming back. So mentally, restoration, I wouldn't say it's made a leap forward like it has spiritually, but mentally things are going much better in terms of that. And as for physical restoration, even though I'm having to rely on public facilities for pretty much everything hygiene related, it's still possible, and relying on the same methods that I've always relied on, T-tape and just the simple methods, it's still possible. And even after just a year and a half, I'm not so OCD as to mark it by the day of, but right now it's roughly a year and a half, and I'm almost done with full coverage. Almost there, over the hump. It's a good feeling, because I remember last year I was like, oh, when is this ever going to get anywhere? But it's getting there. It's getting better, and guess that's pretty much all I have to say for this video. It's good to be back on YouTube, and I'll be making more videos like this, more like this type of video, more like a video diary. So you'll hear a whole lot of other crazy things about my life, not just physical restoration, but I mean, I'll still talk about that. I'm Tugger McStretchy, remember, and in addition to that, I'll also bring up other things about the interesting realities of living without a roof over one's head. It's an interesting existence. But anyway, that's all for right now. So I'll make another video sometime soon. But anyway, y'all take care.